Okay. All right, everybody, welcome to gift giving with Flair on the Cheap. And so this is exactly what it is. It's similar to last year where we talked about gift giving on a budget, and I did everything with items from Dollar Tree. And I did a similar thing this year, but I switched it up a little bit. And so I'm going to start off with asking, for any of you that were here last year, one strategy that I recommended from the get-go was to start early, to start throughout the year, collect things, as you're shopping so that you're not having to put out a lot of money like the last month of the year when a lot of expenses add up. So I'm just curious if anybody took that advice and did any shopping throughout the year. It's awfully quiet out there. I see Maggie smiling. Um, so I did actually a little bit. Okay, Maggie is unmuted.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't do so much shopping ahead of time. Always seems to catch me off guard, but um, we did this year. My family is planning to like limit the size of gifts and the number of people because it gets so out of hand. And we used to do like stocking gifts, and you buy little cookies and little this, and in addition to the big gifts, and like we can do either or, but doing both is just it gets so quickly out of hand.
It does. And that's actually a really good example of why it's important to start early if you can. I mean, I know that's not always practical, and you know, it's easy to procrastinate because once the holidays are over, it's the last thing you want to think about, and it seems really far away. But here we are again. It's already December and it's already gift giving time. So it comes up quickly. So we're already back to it. And so I have done a little bit. I wasn't a total hypocrite. I did some throughout the year, but mostly just I'm very limited to the number of people I give gifts to anymore because there's really not very many little ones in the family anymore. So we all decided a while ago to minimize the gift giving, but I still have to say there's a couple people that I spoil and because it's fun. And so I do shop for them, throughout the year. And sometimes that means I end up with a little more than I meant to because I've been doing it and lost a little bit of track of what I've gotten. But it's okay. If I have extra, I can turn it into a birthday gift or a happy day gift or whatever. So it's not the end of the world. So that's one of the things is to get started early, give yourself a break. One of the things that is in the title of today's presentation has to do with stress, making this as stress reduced as possible. I'm not going to say stress free because I'm not sure there really is such a thing at all. I mean, we all have stress at different levels for different reasons through the holidays and all year. So ways to reduce stress and stress reduction strategies are actually part of the gift giving journey that we're going to go on today. And I might talk a little bit more about that. So one of the main things is, of course, when you're talking about giving gifts, let's see, who do I want to pick on? Who's unmuted? What's one of the first things you want to consider, Latoya, if you're going to give someone a gift?
Purchase
Yep.
it.
You have to make the purchase, which means you have to know how much you can spend, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to go looking for a $500 gift if you've only got $25 or $15 or $10. So knowing what your budget is ahead of time is important. So if you've managed to squirrel away $5 here, $5 there through the year, come December, November, whenever you start, really ramping up your holiday plans, you've got a little bit squirreled away that you can spend and you know how much that is. So, Santa had it right. What does Santa do before he gets the gifts ready?
Makes a list.
Makes a list and checks it twice.
Yes.
Make a list.
Checks it twice. And the reason is so that, it's preparation. So that's one of the themes of today is preparation. The other one is presentation. So part of preparation is making that list, knowing your budget. So if you've got, let's say you have managed to save $75 and you've got 6 people who you really want to give gifts to this year. So you want to spend, how much do you think that is? $75 for 6 people.
75 divided by 6
Mhm.
is 20. I know it's definitely not 75 divided by 6.
It's about 14, 50.
40.
Well, comes
Yeah,
back to
14.
about 12.50, so it's under 13, more or less. And you got to consider there's tax for things that aren't food items. So take that into consideration too, because you don't want to get up to the register. Now, with that in mind, if you shop early, you can take advantage of sales. You can use coupons if at all possible, and you can just
Oh, I forgot,
make sure
Sherry.
that
Come on up, bring a chair over here.
through the year, you're not going to end up, all of a sudden trying to spend everything you've saved. And just because you've saved it, does that mean you absolutely have to spend it?
No.
Right. So if you end up with extra money at the end of your holiday buying, put it back into the bank, save it for the next year or the next occasion or a rainy day or somebody's birthday. So just because you have it doesn't mean you need to spend it. But if you have it and you've prepared and you know that that's how many people, then that's what you want to aim for. And so when you're giving a gift, are you only giving a gift? Are you just going out and buying a box of chocolates and handing it to the person? Or are you maybe getting a gift bag for it or some more wrapping paper? Would you want to
Gift
give a gift
bag.
without wrapping it? A gift bag. Okay. So usually, say you go to the Dollar Tree like I did. So they're going to be about $1.25 each, right? So that
Mhm.
brings you down to how much? From $12.50, $1.25 of that is the gift bag. So you've got how much left over. So you look at that and you say, okay, now I can spend this much on the gift. And you're like, oops, but do I need a card? Or do I need, the tissue paper to go in it? And the nice thing about buying tissue paper is that you can use it for multiple gifts. You know what I mean? You're not, that whole package of $1.25 can be good for all 6 gifts. So you're good to go. And this is the fun thing I like to do. And I don't get too carried away because I don't have a lot of space for it. But if someone gives me a gift and I've got a bag that's in good condition and tissue paper that's still in good condition or a bow, I'll save it and I'll reuse it. And then it's free. Somebody else has paid for it. I reuse it. It's in good condition and I can use it that way. So that's another way to plan. So this is all about preparation. So you have to engage your brain before you open your wallet.
Have you considered opening your presents very carefully so that you can use the wrapping paper again?
Yes, my sister is an expert at that, Covina. Yeah, I've never seen a person be so meticulous opening a present so that she doesn't mess up the wrapping paper. And does she reuse it? Yes, she absolutely does. My grandmother was that way too. And they were both named Helen. So I wonder if there's a correlation there. But
sometimes I like the bag better than the gift because I like to re-gift the bags.
Like me, I do like the gift bags. And they make such cute ones now. I did gift bags this year because I did them last year, but I was so tempted with some of the designs. And I like things that aren't like real traditional, not like Santa and things like that. I like snowflakes and deer in the forest and that kind of thing. And people that don't necessarily celebrate Christmas but enjoy the holidays might want to get things that are less specific, that don't say Christmas, but they're still kind of winter themed and holiday themed. That's entirely up to you. And it also has to do with who you're giving it to. Exactly. If you're giving a gift to a coworker who celebrates Kwanzaa or Hanukkah versus Christmas, you want to keep the gift itself and the gift wrap in mind so that you're honoring their tradition as well. So yeah, it's fun. There is a lot out there. All right, so we've covered. What have we covered? We've covered step 1, make a list and check it twice. Set your budget. So your budget's actually set, you start planning for this way ahead of time. Or if you didn't plan and you're looking at your bank account, you're like, all right, I've got this bill to pay, this bill to pay. So I can really only spend $50 for these 5 people. So that brings it down to 10 each. That doesn't mean you can't give them a good gift, but what you can do is you can give them something really simple and make the presentation really part of the gift. You want to do something really jazzy, because what that shows is that you really put thought into it and that you cared enough to make the presentation matter. So even if you're giving somebody, their favorite cookies, if somebody gave me a package of Oreos wrapped really pretty, I'd be super excited. because A, they know I like Oreos, and B, they took the time and trouble to do the presentation and make it festive and fun. So you don't have to spend a lot. So this is about being practical and having fun with the presentation. All right, I've talked enough. Let's get to the very first one. Now, remember at the end, I'm going to be giving these away like I did last year. So there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 total. So it doesn't mean that necessarily everybody will get one, but I'll do the random number generator. Everybody will have a number assigned, and I'll do names at the end. In fact, CT, are you still here? For Andrea, if you could just look at visitor names, consumer names, and assign a number and let me know, then I can do that.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so the very first gift I'm going to show you is what I thought was kind of inspired, which is called Breakfast in Bed. So I was walking around Dollar Tree looking for inspiration because I didn't go with the big plan. I had an idea of who I wanted to shop for. I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and see what strikes my fancy. And so I thought, hey, breakfast in bed, that's something somebody can either make for themselves or they can do it for someone else. It could be a friend, it could be husband or wife, girlfriend. I like doing it for myself. Sometimes on Sunday, I'll have a nice slow breakfast and cuddle back up and just chill. So this one's called Breakfast in Bed. And so for presentation purposes, one of the things that I did was I actually made the mixing bowl part of the gift presentation. So for it, I've got a red plastic bowl with a handle, and it's a mixing bowl, and it's got a pour spout, which I think is genius. All mixing bowls should have a pour spout. And because it's red, I'm going to use green tissue paper as contrast. And I'm not going to get carried away. I'm going to put one piece at the bottom. And I'm sorry if this is loud. All right. For those of you who can see it, I just put one piece of the big gift tissue paper in the bottom. And so what inspired the breakfast in bed theme was I saw this package of banana nut muffin mix, and it only calls for milk to be added. So if someone's lactose intolerant, they can use lactose free or the almond milk or something. So I grabbed a pack of those, and I'm just going to put it, I'm not going to put a lot of filler because this isn't very deep. It's kind of shallow already. But if you did want to make some height, what I did was I saved the bag from Family Dollar and Dollar Tree, and you can put it in the bottom so that your presents, your items sit up a little bit higher for presentation. So that's part of the presentation. All right, so I'm going to put that. Next to it were these blueberry muffins. All right, who's a blueberry muffin fan? Raise your hand. Are you the blueberry fan or the banana nut fan?
I like both.
Both.
Both. It's like, yeah, I'm good either way.
Yeah.
I thought I was safe with either one. So I've got both of those in there first. And I thought this was fun. It's coffee, but you don't need a special machine for it. You don't need anything but hot water, because this one is, you open the package, you pour the contents into a mug, you fill with water, and then you stir it, and it's done. And this one is cappuccino flavored French vanilla. And this was on the Family Dollar side, but it was still under $2. So I was impressed with that. So I'm going to add that to this. And I got fuzzy socks just because, when you're going to have breakfast in bed and you get up and it's cold, you'll have these little fuzzy socks to put on. These are so soft. Holy cow, they're called Snuggadoos. They're aloe infused, and they're one size, which is a lie. There's no such thing. And I'm going to roll them up a little bit just so you can kind of see what they are, and then tuck them down in that as well. I got a kitchen towel that anybody knows me knows this is the truth. It says, don't talk to me unless I've had my coffee. So I'm going to add that in there. You can talk to me. I might not answer you, but you can talk to me until I've had my coffee. So I'm going to make it where you can actually see the image kind of face out as part of the presentation. Because remember, the big thing about this, there's nothing expensive about this gift, but it is thoughtful, and it's going to be about the presentation. So I'm going to kind of tuck that in front. So I've kind of staggered it. So I've put the towel down kind of low. I've got the coffee next to that, the little fuzzy socks, and then the 2 packages. And then I got a little spatula to stir the mixes with. So really they just need the milk in the pan to cook it in, and they can cook it in a muffin tin, or they can just cook it in a regular pie or something. It just has to accommodate. It doesn't have to be special. You can turn them into blueberry bars or something. So because this is the tallest thing, I'm going to put it towards the back. All right, so here's my question. Is this finished? Do you think is this done, or should I do some more? Since
It
this
seems
is about
done.
presentation.
Full.
Done.
Say it again, Covina. Where are you?
It seems full enough.
It seems full enough. Okay, so gift-wise, I think we're done. I think this is plenty for breakfast in bed. And I'm happy with the container, and I'm happy with the paper. I like the color contrast, but I really want to jazz this up. I want to really impress the person, let them know that I was really thinking about them, and that, you know, that they're special, and I want to make them feel special. So I found these really cool Christmassy, wintry bags. And I didn't realize that 2 come to a pack until I opened it today. So it helps to read when you're in the store, but it was late. Anyway, they come in packages that have the design on the front, and I got several different designs, and they're cellophane bags. So what you can do is open up the bag, the big opening at the top, take it open, and I'm going to fold down the side so that I can put my container in without spilling the content. There we go. And then I'm just going to lift it up. And it comes with little ties. It actually came, I bought ribbon because I didn't realize it had the ties in it. Again, would help if I had read the package. And I'm just going to gather it. You've all seen these little fancy looking, very expensive gifts that look like this, right? And this is not expensive. And I'm just going to tie it up. Now, if this was a lower basket or a smaller basket, I would trim the top of this. But because it actually fits pretty well, I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to trim anything. All right, done. It's got a twist tie on it. Can you see it? For those of you that can't see it, I selected the snowflake pattern of the bag. Now, if you think this looks this is not, it's kind of sloppy, you can take a piece of tape, pull this towards the bottom, and just tape it up. Make it look a little neater. Now, one of the things I've done before this started today, before I let you all in here, I came and I set up my space. I've got my scissors. I've got my beverage of choice, which is actually coffee that CT was nice enough to make. And I have all my little doodads sitting around. I have my scissors and tape, so I'm ready. I turned it into a party for myself, playing Christmas music, got in the mood. I'm good to go. So I'm ready. I'm ready to do all of these today. Now, to me, it's not quite done. It needs a little more because this is about presentation, right? So I thought this would be fun, which is Dollar Tree had these ornaments that are very sparkly looking, a lot of bling. This is 2 bells connected, and it has a silvery glittery bow on it and white trim, and it has a little hang tag. It's meant to be an ornament. So I'm going to take a little piece of that extra tie that I used to attach the bag with, and I'm going to flip this around, and I'm just going to connect it with that. No extra stuff required. I just used what I already had. So that's looking pretty good. I like it. But wait, there's something else. I have a candy cane that I'm going to add, and I'm not going to make it fancy. I'm just going to stick it down in here. And the nice thing about the candy canes is that, you get the whole box. There's several. There's enough here to do all the boxes. So when you're looking at price, you just kind of spread that out across everything. Okay, I think I'm actually done with this one. So what we have is the breakfast in bed in the mixing bowl. It's turned into part of the gift presentation. And so this is what I spent. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that were from Dollar Tree. And then the other one from Family Dollar, which was the coffee, about $2.50, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this actually came out to less than $10 total. And most of it was food products, so even less tax. That's not bad for a gift that looks like this. I think this is pretty festive looking, and I'd be proud to give this to anybody. So would anybody, would you use this idea? Would anybody actually make this? Charles
Yes, I
is
would.
nodding yes. Sabrina, yeah.
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 It's
Heck,
cute.
I'd love to get it. I think it's a good one.
Mhm.
Yep, Lisa's saying yes. Stephanie's saying great idea indeed. All right, success. One down. Okay. All right. So the next one is going to be, let's do this one. This was an idea, my friend Carmela yesterday came up with this one. I thought it was a pretty good idea. So yesterday was Tuesday. And have y'all ever heard of Taco Tuesday?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. Yes.
And she made me crave tacos after talking about this. So subliminal advertising. So what I did, and this one's super simple. I made this one even less elaborate than the other one. So right now, while they still have them, I got another $1.25 container. It's red. This one does say Merry Christmas. So you would want to give this to someone that actually celebrates Christmas versus, unless they celebrate both. Some people celebrate multiple things. So just keep in mind that you're giving this to someone that celebrates Christmas. It's red also. So I think I'll use green tissue paper again, but I'm going to also add a piece of the red. So I'm going to make it two colors, the traditional Christmas colors. And of course, this is, you don't have to do what I do or choose what I choose. You can do whatever colors you like. You can do a blue theme. You can do non-Christmas things if you're just not into it. So I have got red on one side and green on the other. And when I've folded them at a diagonal, so on the opposite side, I've again got green and red so that they show up differently. All right, so what do you need for Taco Tuesday?
Taco?
Oh, there you
Taco
go.
seasoning.
Yep, seasoning. And if you're a meat eater, say it jalapenos. Yep. Well, the fun thing about tacos, it's one of those things that you can, I mean, some people like fish taco, shrimp taco, veggie taco. This will be more traditional.
Cheese.
Cheese. It's all about the cheese. All right. So I actually got a kit. So this made it super easy. And this kit was, I was surprised at how cheap this was. This was less than $3 or no, wait, it was about $3.50. I take that back. So right now we're up to $1.25, $3.50. So we've got $4.75, right? That's all we're up to so far, minus the tissue, which is kind of hard to, there's 24 pieces in there and it was $1.25. So I'd say that's negligible. So you've got the kit. And the nice thing about this kit, it's got those shells that are flat on the bottom so that when you sit them down, they don't fall over. You can actually stand them up and they're a little bit wider. Why they weren't making them this way all along, I don't know. So it's called Stand and Stuff. And the kit includes, so again, you want to read because you want to make sure you're giving them what they need to make their tacos with. It has the shells, mild taco sauce, and the seasoning mix. So really all you have to do is add your protein of choice if you want and other seasonings. So what I did, I got the kit. I'm going to put that in the bin. I'm going to put it in a little bit of an angle. So me, because I'm bad, I love this nacho cheese sauce. Come on now. You got to have a little bit of this gooey, warm, very bad for you nacho cheese sauce. And you can actually have it on tacos. I've done it before and it's delicious. So as just an extra treat, I bought that as well. It was only, goodness, I had it written down. I think it was like $1.25, I want to say. And there was another brand that was a little bit less, but this is the Pace brand that also makes the salsa. So I thought that was pretty good. So I'm going to include that. Now, because I don't want to create work for somebody, I decided that I'm going to give them some paper plates so that they don't have dishes to wash on Taco Tuesday, unless they're cooking the meat and stuff, but they don't need extra dishes. And these are fun. These you can pretty much give to anybody because it's snowmen with trees in the background and snowflakes coming down. And the colors are blue, green, brown, red, and of course white for the snowman. So I'm going to put that kind of to the back because that's taller. And I got these really pretty napkins. The blue matches the blue in the plate, but it's a little less traditional, kind of fun, and they can use it for every day. So it's solid on one side, and it's got the snowman on the other. And that's it. Another one for under $10. And I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm going to do a different bag. This one has ornaments on it and snowmen. Since we've got a snowman theme going on inside the basket, I'm going to do it on the outside of the basket. And I'm going to just, again, fold it over so you can get it into the bag without dumping out your content. Nestle it down to the bottom. Bring it all up again. Pinch it at the top. Put your tie on and leave a little bit of a tail. Because again, we're going to add a little bit of extra stuff because this is all about what?
Presentation.
Presentation. Because the gift itself is pretty simple, but the presentation made it, you know, so much more exciting. And I am going to just put a little bit of tape on the back, make it a little bit tighter in the front. Now for this one, I'm just going to say in my head, this might be for a friend of mine who's a wheelchair user. And so what I found, and this is a little bit special, you know, this is not expensive, but this is for that friend. You know, this makes it special for them. This is an ornament that Target sold this year. And right now, I had to order these. And so there's two styles that they had this year. One was a boy and one was a girl. And this is a girl with a blue hoodie and green pants. And she's a wheelchair user. And she's got her parka zipped up. And she's an ornament. So I'm going to add her to the package as part of the gift. And these weren't bad either, actually. I think these were $3.50. Oh, they're only $3. Oops, I'm getting feedback. I'm going to mute. Let me see. And it's not your fault. It's this format that makes things kind of goofy. All right, so I'm going to put this on there. And because I really want this to stand out as part of the gift, I'm not going to put a lot of other competing things on there. I want this to really be, you know, kind of front and center on the gift, because I think representation matters, and more stores are starting to understand that kids and adults alike like seeing representations of themselves and things. And so I thought this wheelchair user was super cute, number one. But I really like the fact that they're helping to empower people by saying, yeah, we see you. We know you're out there. We know you're part of the community. And here's an ornament. Why not? So other than the mandatory, today's mandatory anyway, mandatory candy cane, which I'm going to slip on there. That's done. We're going to call that done. What did you think about that one?
Good.
Yep. So, yeah, because, you know, now I want tacos. Which is and I like practical gifts. That's the other thing too. You don't have to get elaborate when you're giving people gifts. They just like to know that you know what they like and that you're making the effort. So again, this one's done. It's all decked out and it's got the special ornament on it. I'm going to put this one to the side. All right, so let's talk about that though. For being a person with a disability, and I know some of you can relate to, shopping can be hard for any number of reasons. Sometimes it's a matter of transportation. Sometimes it's a matter of being too tired or in pain or not having enough money. So that kind of takes away the joy of it. Sometimes it's hard to get out to a store, which is another reason to shop early if you can. In other words, do it throughout the year when you're not putting too much stress on yourself. And don't be afraid to ask for help, you know, to ask a friend, hey, if you're going shopping, do you mind if I come with you? You know, if you're a wheelchair user, sometimes you can have a smaller transport type chair that you can go to a store in and be able to transfer in and out of a car if you're able to. You've got to think outside the box. But it can be a challenge. So I know for me, I try to do it on days when I know I'm feeling up to it so that I'm not really creating a lot of extra pain for myself. Does anybody else have any strategies for planning, you know, shopping so that it's more accessible for you?
Um,
Yeah.
well,
Um,
for me, getting to the store is sometimes a challenge, and so trying to like maybe talk with friends and family and see when other people are going,
Mhm.
and when we could maybe go together. And then ordering online is really helpful too, because I feel like then I get more time to pick out what I really want, and I don't have to ask for as much help in identifying things, and they get shipped to me. So that can be helpful.
Right, right. And you're not
And
always paying more when you do that. I'm a fan of shopping online. I really got in the habit during the pandemic, and I've maintained it because of fatigue and pain. And I like the ease of being able to take my time. I don't feel rushed. I can compare costs. I can compare prices on different websites, and you want to consider shipping. A lot of places do free shipping now to be competitive with one another. So that's a good thing. But I'm a big fan of online shopping. Now, does it contribute to social isolation? A little bit, but I'm older and I'm an introvert, so it's fine with me. I don't feel like I'm necessarily missing out. It's less peoply, which is fine with me. But for someone that wants to be out amongst people, it might not be the best option, but it could be the more practical one for some things, balance it out. But I agree with you, Maggie. It's one of my very favorite things. Is it's part of thinking outside the box. And I think the online shopping is a good way to go. And again, you do less impulse buying when you're doing impulse. When you go to Target and you're standing in that line, how many of you just pick up extra stuff for Walmart because it's there? When you're doing online shopping, you don't have those temptations, so you might actually be spending less overall, even though you might spend a little bit more for an item. So that's something to consider. Anybody else have strategies?
No, the plus about online is you get it cheaper most of the time, and there is an abundance. Whereas if you were to go to the store, they're sold out. I've done that. Went to the store and then turned around and went online, and they had it all, and it was $4 cheaper.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
And they come to my door, and
Yeah,
it's
it comes
delivered.
to you, right? You don't have to go to it. It comes to you. That's the
Exactly.
beauty. Yeah, absolutely. You can do it with almost anything anymore. I mean, it's just gotten to the point now where, it's if you can afford it, things are there at the touch of a button. On the flip side of that, and I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit, I really do try to support small businesses whenever I can that are in the community. I like to, like, if I'm going to shop for something that I need for the house, I'm going to look at like my local hardware, Mayfair or Ace Hardware or something first, because they're locally owned and I'm supporting a local business. Now, am I always going to end up there? No, because their price might be twice as much and I just can't afford that, or they don't have it in stock. But I want to try. I always want to try to support local businesses, and that can be local artists too. If you go to these little art fairs where they have things, you're supporting a real person. And often people will start doing those things because they're a person with a disability and they have, done non-traditional work and they're creating crafts and art. So there's fun ways to do it. And everybody, you can kind of mix it up. But then these are just all options and ideas. And what resonates with you is what you should do, because it's about reducing stress, making sure that you're not overspending, and that you're having fun with it. I want you to continue to look at this as something that's not an obligation, but can actually be fun, because it can. I'm having fun just talking to you and playing with all this fun stuff here. All right, before I move on to the next one, anybody else have strategies that they use for helping to keep shopping stress-free and helping to overcome barriers related to your disability?
I have a relative who hurts sometimes, so after she's shopping, she takes all her payments and lie down for a while just to recover.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can relate to that. It can take a big toll. And when you have to stand in line, if you're a person with a pain condition, it can really make you where you just don't want to do it anymore. And if that's the case, then give yourself a break. Don't do it. Choose different ways to shop.
I do shop online a lot more than I do in the store these days, but when I do go in the store, I try to hit times where there's not as many people, like later at night or earlier in the morning. It's just easier to get around and shop without stress of people climbing all over you, being around. So.
Yeah, yeah.
And I
And that,
try
you
to
know,
do,
go ahead, Sabrina.
oh, I was saying I'll try to do both because I noticed that when I shop online, a lot doing groceries is easier because I'm like you said, you got your choices right there and it's kind of narrow for you. But when I go in the grocery store, it seems like I'm overwhelmed because it's too many choices. So it's you got to I guess balance it both. So when I do go back into the grocery store, it don't feel so overwhelming.
Yes.
And I
it can
do I
be
do carry a
overwhelming.
list.
Mhm.
Yeah, I take a list and try to stick to the list
Right, right.
as much
Well,
as
let me tell
possible.
y'all something that I just discovered recently, and I'm not a big fan of Walmart. And everybody has their favorite stores and not. But something that Walmart's done that I'm very impressed with was a while ago that they did a test. They did what they call sensory friendly hours at their stores, and it was such a success. They've brought it back full time. So it's from 8 to 10, and it's in all of their U.S. and Puerto Rico stores. And it doesn't mean that the store is not open for other people. It means that they're going to minimize noise. And this also helps, I guess, their associates, people that work there. I think it was popular with people that work there too, because they get inundated with noise and everything all day long. So it's called sensory friendly hours. So I think that's pretty cool, and I hope that that catches on. I hope that more stores kind of embrace that idea, because they did it for a while for older adults and people with disabilities during the pandemic, where they'd be open an hour early and let them come in and shop. But you know what? Honestly, we can't always do it according to their hours. It's
Yeah.
just not always practical. But it was a good effort. I will definitely give them A for effort. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Now, this one is for the hot cocoa lover or the hot chocolate lover. Super, super simple. And I really cheated with this one. I guess I was just in the mood. I was like, I am not making up my own mix, because you can. There's recipes online that you can do, and even, cards that you can copy where you get cocoa and powdered sugar, and you can add which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with customizing it and do it your own way. But for practicality's sake, I totally cheated. And I used a box of the Swiss Miss milk chocolate. And so I got a really cool looking jar. The jar itself was only $1.25. Again, I'm using the same bin that I used for the other one. It does say Merry Christmas, but they didn't have any other choice. And so the jar, $1.25, bin $1.25. I honestly don't remember how much the Swiss Miss was, but it was very inexpensive. I got this at Food Lion, and it was like 2 for $5 or something really reasonable. And it was for a box of 8. So what I did was I actually, I washed the jar after I bought it, and I emptied the packets into the jar to make it more of a gift presentation. And I saved one packet because I'm going to want to measure exactly how much per cup, because I want to be able to give them the directions. I don't want them to guess and have watery hot chocolate, because ew, nobody wants watery hot chocolate. So I saved one so that I can copy the directions off of it, and I can just write it on a little card. You don't need a printer or anything fancy. You can just put it on the card and attach it with, piece of tape or one of these little ties or something. So there were 8 in there. So that's actually, this has 7 packs in it. So that's 7 servings right there of hot cocoa. That's pretty impressive. Now, who's in the marshmallow camp for
I'm
hot
excellent, Shavon.
You like the marshmallows, or you're not marshmallow? This is a very scientific.
I am not a marshmallow person. So
No marshmallows for you.
no marshmallows.
I like the whipped cream, but I'll be okay with the marshmallow. I won't be mad at it.
I like a mint.
Mint, there you go. See, and you can actually use
Use the
like
candy
these
cane.
candy canes.
Yes.
Yep, you read my mind. 'Cause that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little candy cane as a stir stick in the cup.
Okay.
So this isn't open, but I was prepared, because remember I set up everything ahead of time. And I'm going to open my package of marshmallows, just the corner. Don't judge me if I sneak a marshmallow, because you know, I'm by myself, I can do this and get away with it. I'm just actually going to pour it on top. I'm going to just kind of settle it down. I'm going to pour, let me pull it back towards me so you can see it. All right. So I've got, so it's about half full. This jar that I got from Dollar Tree, it's a good size. I could have gone smaller, but I wasn't really sure, and I'd rather err on the side of caution. So I can just kind of top this off with as many marshmallows as I want. So I'm just going to plop them in there. And then I'll seal up my marshmallows because nobody likes hard marshmallows. And I actually went all the way to the top. Doesn't that look cute? You've got all the chocolate in the bottom. You got marshmallows to the top. I'm going to close the lid. And then I'm going to pull over my container again. I'm going to put tissue paper in it. What do you think I should do? Should I just do solid red for this one? Any red
Yeah.
fans out there? Yeah, why not? Why not? We can make up our own rules, right? We'll stick a couple pieces in there. And I think for this one, I'm going to want a little height for this one. So I'm going to, again, just use my plastic bags from the store, reuse them, spread it out a little bit, put it in the very bottom so it's more shallow when you put your stuff in. I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to use a second piece of tissue, make it extra fluffy. Because why not? All right, so what do you need with hot chocolate? What do you need in order to enjoy a cup of hot chocolate?
A cup?
Okay, yeah,
cup.
a mug.
Right, exactly. You need a cup. So I got 2 cups, so you can share it with a friend. And this one's plaid, red, white, and green. And it says the most wonderful time of the year. And it's got a white interior and a red handle. It's very festive. And I'm going to put that in the bottom. Then I got a matching mug, but it says instead of, what did this one say? The most wonderful time of the year. This one says home for the holidays. And I'm going to put that on the opposite side to kind of keep the container balanced out. And so to keep the cups from jangling together in the box, and this is the only reason I included this box of Oreo cookies, is to keep the cups. It's the only reason now. And I'm just going to slip that in there kind of sideways because it is going to, you know, it's not going to crush the cookies, but it is going to keep the cups from moving around and banging into each other. So now I've got the star of the show, which is the hot chocolate itself. And you're going to want to include directions. Like I said, you don't, you know, you want to at least be able to tell them. I didn't write it down. I kind of forgot, but I won't. I'm going to actually, whoever wins this one, I'm just going to keep this extra package with it so that you know how much it is. Okay. So as I go to put this in this container, I've discovered, oh man, my container is too small. I've got this big thing. I've got these cups and it doesn't fit. Fortunately, I have a separate container. Well, thinking on your feet. This one's fabric. It's gray, so it can be for anybody. This works for anybody. So I'm going to take these out. I'm just going to repeat the process. I do want it higher because this is a little bit higher up. And I got this at Dollar Tree too. This was $1.25, so same price. Didn't affect the cost of the gift at all. I'm going to put a little more fluff on the bottom by using the plastic bag because it's a little bit wider and deeper. I'm going to stick with the red because the red and gray look very good together, very sophisticated. I'm going to move that over here. And this time, I'm going to put this all on one side, the chocolate in the jar. And then I'm going to put 1 cup in. Can't forget the Oreos. And then the other cup. Okay, fits perfectly. I was able to do it. So are we done? Is this ready to give?
Yes.
You think
No,
so?
you're gonna wrap it? Yeah, you're gonna wrap
Yeah. Presentation. So I like these snowflakes for this because I think it looks pretty with the gray. So I'm going to add this one. Okay. I'm sorry. Getting noises again. Andrea, what are you laughing at? All right. If I can find the end of it, here we go. Again, I'm folding it down. I'm going to lift it carefully from either side. Snug it down into the bag. Lift it up. Then what's next? After I've lifted this up, what do?
Put a tie on it
Put a tie.
and an ornament.
All right, so I'm gonna let you pick out which ornament I put, but I'll give you a choice. Give me 1 second and I'll tell you what's here. All right, so I'm gonna put my twist tie. And then I'm gonna look at my supplies and I'm gonna think about who I'm giving this to. So I'm gonna think in my head, okay, I bought this for my friend Cordelia. And Cordelia really loves the color red. So I've got some options. Sabrina, you've got a red Santa hat that's that sparkly tinsel. It says Merry Christmas across it. It's got a little piece of holly on the side and it's got white trim. It's an ornament. Or I have bells at the door hanger. So it might be someone that really likes noise and tactile stuff. Bye, Maggie. So which one, Sabrina? The bells, door hanger, or the Santa hat?
Santa hat.
Santa hat. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add the Santa hat. Tie it on. And what's the last thing I've been doing for everybody?
Candy cane.
Candy cane. And because I want to do one for each cup, I'm going to do 2 candy canes. And I still have enough for the next package.
Hopefully put extras for stirs. But
That's right. You can stir with these. Although these are Cold Stone Creamery. And they're strawberry blonde birthday cake remix and mint chocolate chips. So Sabrina, you'd like this for your hot
Yes.
chocolate.
I actually have a question for everybody. Does anybody have secrets on opening candy canes? I've
Oh.
always had the hardest time
You
opening
can
them.
cut
They
it,
always,
you can bend it, and then you can peel off the thing.
mine always breaks when I try to open it. It drives me nuts sometimes. 'Cause it'll try to open
Yeah,
it.
it's wrapped
and-
so tight.
yeah.
Now you're supposed to open it from the straight end because the little curly Q part on the end of it's what you're supposed to hold onto. But you're supposed to start eating it from the straight end.
Mm.
Charles says he uses his teeth, don't we all? We just say don't use it.
Yeah.
All right, this one's done.
Yeah, they're cute.
Looks great. Ready to give. And who wouldn't want to receive that? Well, I guess if you don't want hot chocolate, you wouldn't. All right, let's look at the time.
Angel, when you make the hot chocolate, do you have to take the marshmallows out of it to get the chocolate out?
I mean, you
cocoa out?
can, or you could, there's enough room in there that you can just scoop it out if you
Scoop it.
want to. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you wanted to, you could always get 2 smaller jars and do it separately because you might not know for sure if they even like the marshmallows. But for
Okay.
presentation, you pretty much just always put it in and let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a really good one for a coworker, I think, or anyone that's just got, that snacky person in your life, somebody that just loves snacks. People that snack all the time, they've always got snacks. So that's what we're going to make next. And I'm going to use the container that turned out to be too small for the hot chocolate. And I'm going to cross my fingers that it'll fit all the snacks I bought. So we've got our container. This one's a red one that says Merry Christmas. And I'm going to use green. Now I don't need height for this one because everything I bought for the snack is pretty tall. So I'm just going to nestle this down in here. So I've got the green tissue paper. Now for the snacks, I just got kind of what I like for snacks. If I was buying this for someone who I was absolutely sure they had a favorite candy or favorite chip or something, I would go out of my way and make sure that that's what I included. So for this, I got Planters Nuts and Chocolate Trail Mix. This was Family Dollar. It was less than $3. So right now we're only at like $3, $4, $25, but approximately. So I'm gonna put that in there. These look delicious. Maybe I was just in a mood. These are Doritos and they're called Spicy Sweet Chili. Can't go wrong with spicy and sweet. And I don't want them crushed, so I'm gonna just kind of nestle them in there gently. I don't want to give somebody a bag of crumbs. This I got partly because I've never tried them, and partly because it's a snack and a dessert at the same time. They're the Nicot sandwich cookies with fudge. And these were really cheap at $1.50, and there's quite a few in here. There's 6 packages and the four little sandwiches in each one. So I'm gonna actually turn that sideways and put that in there. And then I've got Kit Kats. And the nice thing about these is they're individually wrapped so that, you know, once you open the package, you're not committed to, unless you want to, eat the whole thing all at once. So you can put them in a jar or something and just have them through a week or two. How many's in here? Doesn't say, it just says ounces, 4.41 ounces. 2 pack, yeah, it doesn't say. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, I'm feeling it, and there's, you know, this is a nice substantial size. Still, we're under $10 here. All right, and that's it. So that's a nice snack box. That'd be fun to give, you know, a coworker, neighbor, friend, brother, whoever likes snacks. So again, I'm gonna put it in the bag, and I've got other ornaments. Somebody help me check. I've got 2 ornaments left. Uh-oh.
Got a lot of feedback.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Latoya, I'm just gonna mute you for now because for some reason, Latoya, we're getting feedback. I don't know if somebody's got their TV on or something, but it's, you know, I love you being here, but I just needed to mute you for a minute. Okay, so I've got an option. Who wants to help me pick? I've got the door hanger with the bell, or I've got a plaque that somebody can hang on the wall as their decoration or put it on their tree that says "Good Tidings of Comfort and Joy." And it's a white background with red and green lettering. Which one do you want to put on the snack basket?
Good tidings?
The plaque. Charles
like
says,
the
but
plaque.
yeah, good tidings. That means it's just like well wishes. It's kind of what that's all about. All right. And I'm getting a lot of use out of these bags. And like I said, it was a 2-pack for $1.25. That's incredible. So we are sticking to our budget. We're having fun. We're making some you should see, it looks like Christmas in here. Got all this stuff ready. So I pop it in the bottom. Twist it around. Tie it up. Put on the ornament. Well, it's not an ornament, it's plaque. It could be an ornament. It's small enough though, it's nice. It could go in a lot of places. It could go in your bathroom, kitchen, workspace, wherever. And then my candy cane. And unfortunately, and I apologize whoever gets it, this one's broken, but I'm sure it'll still be delicious. Somebody got mad at that box. All right, and that one's done. Now this is kind of tall. I might want to trim this piece a little bit to make this one fit a little bit better. So I'm just going to take my scissors and give it a little bit of a haircut. Why do we not have any sharp scissors around here? These are new scissors.
I wonder.
There. I work up a sweat doing that. All right. So that one's done. How does that look?
I like it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
I like that
That
ornament.
was fun. I know somebody's out there going, ooh, I hope I win those next. Now, the last one is about, I mean, how many of you have, hopefully we all have at least one person in our life that's kind of our angel, kind of our one person that we can confide in and trust and talk to, whether it's a family member, a friend, neighbor, even if it's just somebody, a casual acquaintance, someone that's always really kind that you want to show that you've been thinking about them. And I found this, and this might seem a little feminine. This might be more for a woman, but I'm just not of that mindset. I think this could be for anybody. So this was cute. I actually really liked this little box. So this box was also at Dollar Tree, $1.25. It's in the shape of Santa's sleigh. Again, it says Merry Christmas, but you can either cover that up if it's someone that doesn't celebrate Christmas, or turn it around, whatever. And I'm going to put, because I kind of want this monotone, this is a little bit of a classier gift, I'm going to do red on red. And so since this gift is for my special angel, I do some thrifting throughout the year, and I had come across this mug, which is really neat. It has raised lettering. So if my special friend is blind or low vision, they can actually feel the lettering on the mug, which is solid white. And it says, "You are an angel." And the handle is a wing. It's like an angel's wing. So the handle itself feels like what it is, which is an angel wing. And I'm going to put that down in here. Then I found a candle, also Dollar Tree, and it's called Balance. And it's not overwhelming. It's very subtle, because sometimes you don't know what fragrance somebody likes, so you don't necessarily want something that's overpowering. And I'm actually going to make this an extra little surprise and kind of slip it into the bottom of the mug. There we go. And for this person, just because I'm giving them a mug and I'm wanting to keep it simple, I just bought them a box of tea. This says vanilla chai black tea. So this one does have caffeine. So you know, hopefully they're not drinking it at 9 o'clock at night thinking it's going to put them to sleep. And I'm going to put that down in here as well. And then I have, you know, just a little extra thing of hot chocolate too. Still under $10, because this hot chocolate came from a package that I had multiples of. And I'm going to put that on the other side to kind of balance out the box. So far, I have the tea, the mug, the candle, and the hot chocolate all in this little sleigh. And believe it or not, that's done, except for presentation again. And what I found, which I thought was really funny because I already had the mug, was an ornament in the shape of angel wings. So they're clear plastic, decorative, filigreed angel wings with like faux fur kind of feathers on them. And it's big. It's almost as big as my hand, the whole thing. So I'm going to make that part of the presentation like I did with the wheelchair user ornament, and put this on the outside. And again, I want to make this one, you know, kind of classy. So I'm going to use this bag with this snowflake. Pop it in. Roll it up. Tie it up. And this time, I'm only going to put the wings. I'm not going to do any other special stuff, because again, I really want that to stand out. I want that to kind of be the star of the show. And we are done. Except I just realized I forgot to put the goldfish crackers in the snack box. They're sitting over there. I will open it up and put them back in. Or maybe they're just meant to, you know, be my goldfish crackers.
Yeah, they want to hang out with you.
No, I'll put them in there. All right. So I've got my angel wings, which I think are really pretty. So not only is it part of the gift, it's a keepsake, something that they can enjoy every year and remember the gift that you gave them. And I would have no trouble giving this to a man because I'm a little bit goofy and, you know, but if you think this is strictly feminine, you could make it more masculine, you know, your own way. If you've got a special friend that you just want to say, hey, thank you for everything. And this is a good everyday gift. Of course, you don't have to wait for the holidays. Anytime you want to do something for somebody, birthday, happy day, Tuesday, whatever, you know, you can do this inexpensively. And that is that. And that's it. That's everything. That's all the gifts. And just as a reminder, don't make this stressful. Make it fun if you can. Do it with a friend if you want to. Do it alone if that's more fun. Put on Christmas music, or if you're a Scrooge like Patrick, put on, you know, whatever you want. Have your beverage of choice. Put on your slippers. You know, do it your way. This is your space is about you. The only tip is, I would say, get everything set up ahead of time so that you've got your scissors, your tape, your packaging. It's all right. Mm-hmm. There. The only time I've had to get up when I've been doing this is just to reach over and, you know, use the add the next thing. So it's about preparation, which is the theme of this. We prepared by knowing our budget, making our list, knowing that we have to include the supplies in our budget, getting everything ready, shopping in the least stressful way possible, shopping early if possible, and also thinking outside the box, knowing that we can do gifts that are more practical. If we're shopping for older adults, you can even do assistive technology, things that are online. You can do digital gifts. You don't have to do things like this. You can give someone your time, say, hey, you write it in a card, say, hey, this is your gift certificate for a day at wherever you like to go, a walk to Forsyth Park or a movie night, that kind of thing. The gift of your time or a chore, something somebody doesn't like to do that you can do for them. If you can do that, gifts are meant to be from the heart. And so if you can make it from the heart, that's the best place to start. If you're wanting to put simple gifts together because it's fun to give gifts. It's fun to create things that might put a smile on somebody's face. Just do it responsibly, the least stressful way possible. Have fun and make it your own. Do your own things. Shop your way and do it your way. And I'm going to open it up to questions before I do the giveaway. If anybody has any. What did I do with my phone? Does anybody know what I did
I
with
know.
my phone?
I would like to say, this Sabrina, I tend to do Christmas like throughout the year. I just buy things and give it to people. That way, when Christmas come, I don't feel as stressed if it's not anything big that I didn't, I don't feel so much obligated to do big, is what I'm trying to say. I do throughout the year. And if I see something I think they'll like, I just buy it and give it to them.
Yeah.
Then when Christmas comes, I don't feel so obligated to do.
Yeah.
And not so stressful.
Like Maggie said earlier too, it can get overwhelming, when you're trying to do it all at once for a lot of people. And so doing the things that everyone agrees on, you don't want to be the odd man out and say, well, I can't do, but you can create boundaries. If it's stressful for you and you can't afford it, you can just say, hey, I really love you. I'm not able to give gifts. Is there something I can do instead? And, and what you do too is it's smart. You're using your head ahead of time. All right. Who was taking names and numbers for me here?
I've got employees. I didn't know if employees were included or not.
No, just so no board members and no staff.
Okay, so we have 7 people on.
Okay. So I'm going to do the number and then you just tell me who corresponds to that number, CT, okay?
Okay.
All right, so random number. It's starting at 1. I'm going to do 1 through 7.
Okay.
Oops, 7. And I'm going to hit generate. So number 2 is the first gift basket. So our second gift basket was what was the second one? Taco Tuesday. That was the second one, I think. So who's number 2?
Number 2 is Kavina.
Covina.
Yeah.
Oh,
Covina, you won Taco Tuesday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, so I'm going to generate the next one.
Okay.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4 is Tiane.
Okay. So you get the first one, which is breakfast in bed.
Right.
Congratulations. All right, I'm going to do the next one. Okay, who was number 6?
Number 6 was Willow.
Oh, that's me logged in. You can skip that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm
Yep,
sorry.
it's okay. But there's only 5 baskets, so that's even better.
Okay, so you just want me to go?
Nope, I'm just going to regenerate.
Oh, okay.
Okay, who was number 5?
Number 5 was Stephanie.
Stephanie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Stephanie, you get the snack attack. Congratulations. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 2 more left. And I will generate again. Who was number 7?
Number 7 was Shreyas Desai.
Shreyas. All right, Shreyas, you get the hot chocolate. Congratulations. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more.
All
So
right.
that leaves us. All right, what pulled up? Who is number 3?
Number 3 is Gerard. Am I saying that
Oh,
right?
it's Charles. That's
Oh,
Charles Watson.
I'm sorry.
All right,
Sorry,
Charles,
Charles.
you can't wait another year to come pick it up again this time. He won one last year and he just got it last month.
Wow.
All right, so you get the last one. Let me make sure it's got everybody. So
The owner. Yes. Yeah. Diane? Yeah, Mr. Dr. Alberto.
Dr. Alberto.
Oh, Anna.
Yeah.
The Latina.
Latina.
I hate it.
Yeah.
hold on.
Aztec, Turkey.
Okay. All right. All right. So that is everybody. Congratulations. Did
Yes,
anybody
good
learn
job,
anything
Angel.
new this year?
Yes.
I learned how to open a candy cane.
No, you learned you're doing it the right way, just with your teeth, like everybody
You
else.
learned how to open.
Oh,
These are important
Yes.
things.
man.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.